Let's see if I can restart YouTube stream. There we go. Alright, cool. Let me put a pinned up message here so that people know what happened, and then hopefully everybody can refine this. What a travesty of a mess. Okay. Man, what a mess. What a weird mess. Alrighty, well. We resolved it, we figured it out, we're good. And you know what? I will be able to live happily because later today I'm gonna watch anime. So I will make sure all my worries disappear when I watch anime. Anybody excited about the new Ghost in the Shell season? Because that's what I'm gonna be enjoying the heck out of for a while. I have my eraser on. I was like, what? Am I done with all the I'm gonna throw a little bit more shading over here, I think. I don't have that selected. Oops. And also quickly run over to my channel here. Can I do this without killing the music? If it does, that's fine. It's gonna kill it. Oh, it didn't kill the music. Nice. Yep, there you go. I think I do need to round out my chin here a little better. We'll see. Ooh. That should be better, I think. Kind of. I technically need to grab this color here and then we'll do a little smoothing out there of my chin. Okay. I feel bad for Papa's Chase. They came in asking about which art program I used, where is it hard, and then all of a sudden my internet just died. And I'm like, no, they got the answer I gave though, and I think they were receptive and excited to learn about Clip Studio. But like, my I can't I can't go back and like change the fact that my internet exploded. I feel bad, but oh well, shit happens. Can't do much about it. All right, look at this in here. Does this count as top hair, I wonder? It does, I think. Doesn't it? Yes, yes it does, okay. It is A-okay. Bum, ba-da-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum. That also count as top hair. Never mind. Okay, I think that's good for this one then. Let me go up here to this one. We'll grab our shading for this. Okay, not bad. Let's go back for top hair. Welcome in, Saint. How you doing? Happy Tuesday, gamer. I'm gonna get a touch of shading, I think, somewhere along here. I am dyed, so the usual. Understandable, gamer. You suffering from a heat wave out where you are, out of curiosity? I know that's what a lot of people are suffering from these days. I said I was gonna change the song and then I forgot to. Oops. But it's just too good, y'all. It's just too good. Oh no, your day is ruined because you forgot a fork for your lunch. What are you eating for lunch? Heat is 93 today, not fun? Oof. Understandable, yeah. It's about, I think that's what our high is going to be like today as well. Close. I think we're like at 89 actually. I think actually no, we might actually hit the mid 90s actually. Crazily enough. Very hot out everywhere here in the world. All right, let me change up our song here. Is there anything else I want to listen to here on YouTube right now? Got me some leftover beef and potatoes. That would suck to eat without a fork. Yeah, that would suck. You just gotta like tip the container you got it in like up to your mouth and just start like drinking, taking a couple bites each. That's how you gotta survive. All right, let me get our OCR here going. Alright, you just got the tail end of Soft Museum Jam from the Nights into Dreams remix soundtrack by Mick Vaff. And this is Echoes from the Donkey Kong Country Kong in Concert album by Sidorf and Sir Nuts. Flavored with duct insulation now. What did you do to your beef? What the hell? Got it. I need to do. Let's try using this here. Can I go bigger for my eyebrows? No, I need to stay at the same size. So what's been going on with you in the past 2 months? Nothing much, too much. We've been working on different series and stuff. I've been trying to exist. Took a little break during June. Now we got a charity event coming up in the end of this month. Got to work on Artfight coming up here, with which is what I'm doing right now and what I'm getting prepared for. And yeah, nothing much else besides that. It's kind of run of the mill stuff. If I can, I'm gonna watch a movie at the end of the month too. I'm gonna see End of Evangelion in theaters if I can. This is a good song. What is this one called? This is Funky Morty from Crypt of the Necro Dancer, Overclocked by Flex Style. So how want to do the eyes here? Probably want to throw some shading on it, I bet. Literally hype, yeah. I think I need my eyebrows at a steeper angle of attack. Really give that effect that I'm sad. For the effect. That's not too bad. I don't think I hate that. I kind of want to see if I can tweak my mouth a little bit to make it look a little better. It's actually pretty good there, actually. Kind of like that. I think I need to throw some shading around as well. All right. I'm looking like I'm getting older. It's kind of looks like what I'm drawing here. Correct. Yeah, that doesn't have any lines. I think I should put some like extra emphasis lines down here on this one here. Bro is literally depressed. Bro squished me up. I'm depressed. Actually, the opposite of depressed would be, or to be depressed would be, if we're taking the verbiage literally, it would be D, which is the opposite of something, and pressed. So you would not be pressed. You would have to be inflated. But anyways, that's enough for my silly joke there. It's not bad. I like it. I do need my blushies in there, I think. I think we gotta get my blushies in there. That's really good, I think, though. Maybe instead of these things here, I should do my blushies. Nerd. Bro is not doing good. He's seen better days. He used to be so happy and jovial, now he's just sad. Do kind of want to mess with these eyebrows a little bit, though. Make them a little bit better. For those of you hanging out on Twitch, an ad break's going to roll in about a minute. Roll for 30 seconds before you're back in the action. I think my face is a little whiter, I think is a problem here, too. I don't hate it, though, actually. I think it works pretty well. What I might do is I might change the clothing here a little bit to give myself a bit of a slimmer shoulder if I can, and I think I'm going to take off just a pinch of skin here. So then that comes down wholly how I want it. Yeah, it's not bad. And I did want the little blush lines here too. Ads cringe, it's true. Can't hear that, but like it's true. I didn't get ads, whack. Interesting. Hey, if you got ad block, no worries. I don't care. I also know that sometimes it just doesn't work for some people, which is better for them. Never mind, they just started. Lol. It's too funny. I'm pretty pleased with that, I think. I am going to do a quick background here for it all. And I'm thinking I'd do, let me look up, I have to look this up on the wiki. Hmm. I'm going to dissipate for another 2 months. Have a good art fight later, nerd. Thanks, Saint. I appreciate it. You have a good 2 months ahead of you. Hey, on the bright side, at least it'll be cooler by the time you're back. Thanks to the dog. Okay, appreciate it. All right, I think that's a good stretch. Let me drink some water. Here we go. Dark Place is what this area is called. Can I copy this image? Perfect. Perfect. I want to actually use some of these colors here if I can. Because I would like to use some of these blues and the browns. Okay. Let's draw. got little dark lines. It's got 3 of them, okay. Oh, that's weird. The shading actually. Wait, it's not the shading. What is that ghostly image there? Why is it like that? Oh, it's the hair, isn't it? Yeah, it's the hair that's like that's pretty funny. I look like I have like the worst fade ever on this one. That's so funny. Let me hide that though still. Okay. There's a little bit of a lighter segment on either side of the door here. Okay, what's the door handle made of? Just a little white pixel? Okay, cool. Let me actually grab some of the darker sections here so I can do the indent of the door. Yeah, most of that's like directly hidden behind my ear, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. There we go. And then I want to do some of these rocks. I'll do some of these guys here. Okay. Probably add like little scraggly rocks around as well in this one here. But for now, I need to get the divisions going here. There's the beginning of our brickwork there. A lot of them have cracks and stuff in them, so let's get that added in. Okay. I probably should also do the rocks now. So we're gonna grab this lighter color here. Add them on top. Shit, I should have done a darker color first here. Because that way I can do the shading easily just by turning on a button, essentially. Grab that other layer color again here. So there's a lighter part of the rocks, and I'm going to grab just a pinch of deeper color from that. Throw on these edges here, and then really accentuate the deep spot over there. Because it's not getting a lot of light. Same with that little pinch right there. Now we're going to do, I think, one more layer with the emphasis being on the brick here behind the door. And then I'll probably throw in the background of just a background color, I think. Okay. And then I'll just, I'll flatten these together later. And flattening is usually basically just merging layers together into one layer. It's called merge in this, but it's also, I call it flat because I use that a lot in Photoshop back in the day. I should just grab that and we'll do. Nice. We'll grab our base layer here. A lot of this won't even be visible, but I want it to be there still. Come up right up to the top, essentially. Fill that in. Grab our lighter layer, and actually I'll probably grab my deeper layer in a second too. Yeah, most of that is also obscured by the door, but that's okay. I'd actually move the door. Okay. Bring this back up to normal opacity here. Might throw a blur layer over the background a little bit, but I don't hate how it looks right now. Actually, I might just throw a shadow layer down to break up the character against the background a little bit. But otherwise, it's not bad. I do enjoy this. I think it looks funny. And it's exactly the vibe I'm going for with Team Tragedy. Alrighty. That's still locked good. Let me do okay, Steampunk Fiend. That's me. Gee, that's me. Wow, this is a Prince of Persia remix soundtrack. This is called The Hourglass Ritual, and this is by Lashmush. Reminder for anyone, if anybody wants to go find the wonderful work that is always put on by this radio, these are all OC remix songs. So head on over to ocremix.org and search the title of the songs you see at the bottom of the screen, and give people that put all the fantastic work into these songs some love. I will be doing this year some friendly fire. But no revenge or mass attacks. I don't have time for those. Some human characters, some anthro characters, and technically a mech character. Actually, I'm going to write another here. It's going to be a android. I'm defaulting to the way I normally write my A's instead of the special way this I'm doing here. Ah, okay, let's bring in some of my example characters, or some of the characters I'm actually showing off this year. There we go. Nice and cleaned up there. Almost sounds like it's starting to rain outside. Sorry, I'm browsing through fonts here to figure out which one I want. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Insert coin. Yeah, if need be, I'll duplicate those later, but I don't think I need to because I'm probably going to do a third one here, which is going to be my character. Okay. Now comes the hard part of actually drawing my character. Right now, for anybody curious, we're listening to Xerox Salad / Memories of Memories from Conker's Bad Fur Day remix soundtrack. This is by Michael Hudak, if I'm not mispronouncing that. Well, let's throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Welcome in, Catherine on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Barkade. Hope you're doing well. You're doing well. Good to hear. I think I'm going to bring this down a little bit here. What am I drawing? I'm drawing a reference sheet right now for one of my characters, in particular the one you're looking at right now on the screen as the VTuber you're looking at. This is just me, just a reference character of me since I'm putting into Artfight this year. Oops, I did not mean to do that one there. It's a little better, I think, because that gives me a little more space to work vertically. Thank you. kind of think I'm going to have my hands in my front pocket, I think. We'll see if I like that or not. Here, my shoulders are going to be really quick. Which I kind of like that line. Let me just move it over to the right a little bit. I'm kind of drawing this as if I'm like leaning against a back wall. That's kind of what I'm thinking for this one, I think. Sweater's coming off like this. Bend. Oh, is it going to drape at the bottom? Okay. Sorry, I'm using my own body as reference really quick. I almost want to make this a straighter line. Whoops. Wrong buttons. Yeah, it's a little better. I just don't need that much of an indent there. Actually gonna erase some of this, I think, here too. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do curve of the cuff there. And I think that's how we're going to do that right there. Let me just quickly save this. My dog wants out of the room, so let me save this. This is going to be... Okay. Alright, Doggo has been freed of the confines of my comfy bed. She now roams the world ready to prowl. Alright, let's see if I can nail my head here first try without too much trouble. I'm actually not sure which way I'm going to draw my face. I think this is what I'm realizing here all of a sudden. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, though. Actually go down to a 6 here for my face. Thank you, Catherine. Proportions wise, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Damn, I nailed that first fucking try. Holy cow. It's a rare thing for me to have happen. Alright, we're gonna go back to the regular size I'm using for the rest of the face here. Give myself some cheekbones a little bit. Rest of the head up there. Some of this is gonna get covered up by my hair. At the very least, I got a good head shape down, which is nice, and not always first try for me. I'm gonna do a little bit of that. Might even bring this down and out a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay. You know, I'm even getting myself extra teeth. My eyes are a little off, actually. Yeah, that's the right angle to look at. All right, cool. I'll quickly do another layer here so I don't have to destroy my face if I need to. I can still do my hair the way I need to. This is a good song, wow. This is Vader's Gonna Bait. What a title. This is from the Tiny Barbarian DX remix soundtrack by Lemonectric. Man, when people make portmanteaus of their names, or of two words for their names, it always throws me off. I know this audio is not audible on YouTube. That's just how I have set it for copyright reasons. But if anybody wants to find the songs we're listening to, you can head over to ocremix.org and type in the titles you see at the bottom of the screen. That's not the one button I wanted to hit. I think that works pretty well for my hair. Oh, I forgot my tail. I guess I haven't even dropped my feet yet, so I guess it doesn't really take a matter that I forgot my tail yet. Something really fun about this 8-bit piece of music, man. The tempos you can get on 8-bit sounding hardware is just fantastic. I gotta make this line a little bit straighter to make the perspective correct. Okay, and then we're gonna draw my feet. Which I think I actually kind of wanted to do technically by raising my whole body up a little bit here. Alright guys, now the real question. Do I want to draw myself with 3 or 4 toes? What's the latest thing I've drawn of myself here? How many toes did I give myself in this other reference I made? Gave myself 3. What did I do for the other one? I did 2. Great, I drew it in a way I can't tell how many toes I have. I think it's 3 there, though. We're gonna do 3. Well, let me see if I'm doing this right. I think I gotta do a little bit different angle here based on what I drew in the last time I drew myself. Yeah, that's not right. We're close, so whoops, wrong button. It's gonna look a little too funky if I do it like that. That's technically too big, I think, perspective-wise, so let's try and shrink that in a second. I think we're gonna have this one be my left foot technically be a little bit off screen, I think is what we'll do. You know what? We're gonna actually just delete that because I think I can do better perspective-wise. I think I did it like... First, we're gonna move my leg a little bit here, I think is a problem I'm really running into. We're gonna tilt this so that the angle of my leg and my foot come out actually work together. I think I'll even just change the bottom here as well. Oops. Good to know I put this on the wrong layer. That's better. Yeah, I like that a little better. I didn't know there was a Yoshi song. What was that called? Oh, that's not even Yoshi. That's the Lemmings. It was called "Let's Go Dance" from the Lemmings remix soundtrack. That was by Nines. Is the artist for that? This is "Devotion of a Caring Soul" from the Final Fantasy VII remix soundtrack, and this has a ton of people listed as credited as working on it. I'm going to read out as many as I can see here. This says, firstly, Jorito, Amerlin Zeta, Andrew Stephen, Andrew Stern, Chromatic Apparatus, Damien Nguyen, or I think it's Nguyen, Dewey Newt, excuse me, Earth Kid, and Gamer of. Can I see the full thing of this? Gamer of the Winds, John Stacy, Lauren of the Flute, McAfee, Travis Kindred, Tesori, and Yuki K. Damn. That is how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people worked on this song. That's crazy. What the hell? How long is this song? It's only a 4-minute song, really. Damn. Kind of crazy 15 people were able to put work in on that. Alright, I think those are decent feet for what I'm looking for. Get a little bit of floof here in the back. Okay, now let's draw our tail. I think I could be fluffier. Did I draw it in the other one here? I think that's pretty fluffy. Weirdly enough, I think the curvature's wrong, though. Yeah, I need to fix this a little bit here. We're going to have to come out like this, I think. I think it's pretty fluffy. I think that's good. All right. That's going to be our avatar, I think, for this one on our little reference. Jeez. For a little bit of the body line, I think we're going to just remove this little bit of the back I drew in order to give myself a line I could work with. I think that's pretty good, though. Let me also move the hair along with this. Go like this. Okay. So now I'm going to really make sure this pops here, and I'm going to go and retrace all my lines here. Starting with our eyes. I'm just going to go for 4. We're going to outline it like this. For anybody who's hanging out on the Twitch side of the stream, ads are going to roll in about a minute for y'all. They'll roll for 30 seconds, be back in the action, I promise. I think we found a sea shanty song. But weirdly enough, it's Oh, this is a sentence I didn't think I was going to say again on stream. This is I lost my balls in Moscow from Super Dodgeball Around the World remix soundtrack. And this is by Akumaju Belmont and Diminat. Or, yeah, Dimignat? Not sure how to pronounce that, frankly, but I'm amused to say the least. Also drop this to quickly 95. 8, I guess. Welcome back from ads, everybody. Still just making sure our lines pop here. I'd include a black and white version of this because I do technically like it when I'm drawn in a traditional style. The reason why, if anybody's wondering why I'm double drawing over the lines, re-inking them, so to speak, is because I think it gives it a more of a traditional look. Where I know when I'm drawing traditionally, what I do is I usually give myself a sketch and then I redraw over that sketch to get myself my final lines. And not to mention, it also helps me kind of imagine this being like pen strokes, which I really like in traditional art. Yeah, but look hella cute. All right, there's our lines. I do want to draw some small little references here for height. Let me open up really quickly my old Lume Gecko one here. Should be the same size, shouldn't it? So this little character here is about 4 foot, 120.92. I'm pretty sure it's 4 feet. This one is 5'4". I think is 161 or 2 centimeters. Let me check. Can't even spell. So this person is 163.83 centimeters. What I kind of want to do too is I want to grab this just as a reference point for the height. Because if a 1.20 there, then... And how much distance is that? Let me grab my ruler. So that is 120 reduced to about 11 centimeters. That's about 11 centimeters per centimeter if I was to ruler that out. So if I needed to get to 163 with 11, that's going to be at least be 10 centimeters. And then 53 out of 11 is going to be 4 more. So it's going to be about 14, maybe just below 15. Yeah, probably just below 15 centimeters. So I'd go up to about here. So for scale reference wise, let me also drop another guide here where this one needs to be at. Perfect. I knocked some stuff off my desk. And I'm like, I gotta pick this up, and I gotta pick up that up, and but we got it. All right, cool. So, this is gonna leave me with less room for overall stuff I can like write down. But the good thing is I don't need to write as much for this character. I just need basically a title for them. I need the reference as best I can, and then it'll be good. Alrighty. So let's try and draw this here. Let's do Should I do a symmetry line? Let's try and do one here for fun. Does this one not obey symmetry? Hmm. Oh no, I do have to use a different pen. What? Why is this one not capable of doing symmetry? What? I don't really want to do that if I don't have to then. What? Let's see its details here. Ink. What? Well, I gotta freehand this bullshit, so oops. Alright, well, that's my bad. I have a reference for myself though, so here, let me look at this so I can get a better idea where I need to draw some of these lines. Just leave it there as a reference, I think, and then we'll do... Here's where my pants are. Gotta be taller, right? Yeah, it's gotta be taller. Like, there's no way that's right. Oh my god, the fucking symmetry one works, but not this one, dude. What the fuck? That's bullshit, dude. That's so bullshit. Nope. Well, symmetry line's not gonna work. Let me just delete the ruler there. Yeah, I think we'll work with that. Here, we'll see how that goes. I do have rather thin feet, like blooming out into the toes being at a wider stance, right? I think we're gonna kind of go for that there, and then we're gonna bring our pants in. I had a really good line over here, and I can't find it again. That'll work, I think, actually. I want to bring this up a little higher so my calf's a little, or my thigh is a little higher up. Yeah, I'm definitely going to bring the jacket down a little further too. I do usually have a bigger hoodie up here, so I'm kind of trying to get this right there. I have to make it bigger, we'll see. Arms need to go out a little further. Yeah, I'd say it's good enough for a reference where I need to be. Pretty good. Here's the ear in place. And then we'll have my tail be kind of fluffy down here. I'll have it coming off to the side as well. Why not? That's sufficiently fluffy. Alrighty. Not bad. So we're gonna go ahead and hide that one. I'm gonna grab my, I'm probably gonna put down the height here really quick. Should put up here actually. I think it was like 163.83, I think is what I came out to. Yeah, 163.83. Okay, 163.83 centimeters. Okay, now we're going to draw again once more over the original layer by, to make it look a little more like ink. And make it bald? What, do you want to see me bald? I probably should do that one of these days. I'll probably be redeemed for when I have a 3D avatar. How's your Tuesday going, Yummy? You doing well? Work? Be like that. Do be like that. Hopefully you're not like dying of heat though, at least while you're working. Maybe you got like AC going, hopefully. I've been hearing all over that it's just like so many people these days are like, I need AC. I need something to keep me cool as I'm doing all this stuff I gotta do in my life. And it's like, yeah, it's hot outside. And it's bleeding inside and it sucks. Cool. Got everything I needed to, I think. I thought I had something else in my brain that I was going to think about doing, but I don't remember what all of a sudden. Well, I'm going to lock this layer, and what we're going to do now is shading marks. So, these are going to be stuff that are going to help me shade my character. Oh, I know what I was going to do, actually. I'm going to do paper texture, as well as probably my paper gradient. Okay, let's do our lovely little shading marks here. Came back home after a long 6 hours drive from hometown back to home. This was on Sunday afternoon. On the way back, the guy in front of me was driving weirdly. He came to a dead stop in the highway. That's weird. Drove by to see what was happening. This fucker was knocked out. That's insane, dude. Was it late at night? Or was it like one of those, it was like just in the middle of the fucking day? Two in the afternoon is wild to be passed out in like the, as you're going down the highway, dude. That's fucking nuts. Hopefully they didn't have a medical condition or something, man. That's insane. That is nuts, dude. That's crazy. I'm trying to think, like, if I was in that scenario, who would I call, you know? Who would I call to be like, hey, this person's like passed out in the middle of the fucking road? Honestly, I didn't care. Yeah, I mean, like, that's one of the situations like, you either call somebody, you're like, you got to move on and get to your destination kind of thing. That is tough. That's real tough. That's crazy. What am I listening to right now? This is fucking Tema de Simon. I don't want to listen to that. I'm going to pull up OC Remix and listen to The Whip's Memory, I believe is what it's called. One of my favorite songs from OC Remix. Castlevania Portrait of Ruins, The Whip's Memory Remix by TGH. Yumi says, and his plus was on the outskirts of Chicago, so basically we're driving in slum territory. I didn't know it was that bad outside of Chicago. Well, I hope the person was alright at the very least, because that sucks. Having to like stop dead in the highway. Man. Yummy says as well. Also, the GPS took us on a wild ass ride. Me and my for you and your brother. Took us off the road into the first actual slums I'd ever seen. That's crazy. Was it like what kind of GPS were you using? Was it like Apple Maps or was it Google Maps or something? Maybe something like from a third party? Fucking Google. Leave it to Google to do that shit. I see this all the time. I've seen it with people going on journeys in like other countries and stuff that like Google just sends them on like the wildest ass fucking like road trips to like nowhere. It's like, why am I here? Why did you take me here, Google? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's crazy. Leave it to Google, man. What the hell? That's insane. I really wish I knew what or how like the algorithms worked in Google's GPS, so like it would make sense to me why it takes us on like all these wild ass journeys. Because I've seen people go to like dilapidated villages or get directed into like construction sites where they physically cannot pass, or into like the worst road conditions possible, like not even like gravel roads, just like fucking on dirt through like the trees of like death. I don't know, man. Google has like the weirdest algorithms, so like I'm not surprised to hear that was Google that took you there. That's crazy. That's insane. Google, what were you smoking? I'm kind of surprised with how well I came out in this drawing that I did for myself. I look hella cute. I love that for myself. Imagine a rundown town covered in dark forest. Next to that, a ton of flooded streets, cracked roads that are basically just gravel at that point, no street lamps, and knockoff Walmart. Wow. That's kind of nuts. That's kind of just nuts. Google, what were you thinking? I mean, I guess if it's a viable road and like you got to your destination, like it all worked out in the end, right? But like, that's weird. Like, does this actually like get me where I need to go? Like, am I going the right way? Sometimes I think, I don't doubt that's a sentiment that a lot of people share, where they're like, "What the fuck? Where are you taking me?" That's insane. All right, I think that's the pencil shading we're gonna do for the main character right here. I'm gonna give myself a little bit, I think, of shading in the mouth here. There we go. Then we're gonna do some stuff here for the A pose reference. I should have done some stuff for the back, but yeah, well, I'm not gonna bother doing a second one. Technically, I actually do need to color in my fur down here a different color. Oh my God! Saw smoke coming from one of the streets, and there was a Civic, 100% tin on all windows. They were hotboxing while driving. That is kind of funny, but also like, damn, bro. I never hotboxed a car. I don't think I've ever actually seen one in real life. I know what it is. I've seen it in media for sure, but like, I can't imagine you can see out your fucking windshield very easily. But that's fascinating. That's crazy. I guess if nothing else, Google gave you a fucking story to walk away with, right? You're like rolling up to the party, it's like, all right, guys, I got this crazy new story to drop on you. Oh, what the hell? Kind of just insane. That's crazy. Yummy says here that was the most fun I ever had driving down the slums. It's funny because it actually sped up our ways back faster. See, like that's exactly what I was wondering. I was wondering like whether or not it would have like actually saved time, and so that's cool that it saved you time, and it gave you like a very fascinating story to tell, different perspective on like life in another place. That's fascinating. That's crazy. I hope it also doesn't sound like I'm trying to disparage the slums for like being what they are, because like that's kind of out of like a lot of people's control. If it's a slum, sometimes it just fucking the cars landed that way, and you get dealt a very bad hand. I think I'm most like fascinated by the road infrastructure that you yapped about. That it's like basically just gravel roads out there. That's crazy to me. That would suck having to drive through. In my opinion, it's not like it's actually technically bad for the car or anything. High risk, high reward ass Google Map routing. Kind of be how it is sometimes. I think that's kind of where I'm coming from mainly because I think that's what I see mostly in Google Map routing with since like for the past like 5-ish years or something like that. I've been watching Cyclothon from CDogVA on Twitch, and I think in particular lately they've been bumping up their efforts to really like nail down their exact routes they got to go on, right? So they can avoid some of that sketch Google Map routing. But I remember back in like the first 3 years, like legitimately that Google Map stuff would take them to like the craziest places that were like probably just perfectly fine, but like for the situation, they're like, is this the safe place I gotta go? Kind of thing. I don't think it ever like took them onto like highway on ramps in Japan is where this was taking place, but like it got close. I think it got real close sometimes. And I remember seeing routes that would just like take them through like the middle of the fucking forest with like no reception. So like not only is it bad for like a viewing and content experience, but like if something goes wrong there, you're in the middle of fucking bum ass nowhere in the forest, and you got to take care of yourself and find a way to get back to where you can contact help if necessary. It's like, this is like, Google Map, what are you smoking? Pass me some of that shit, kind of thing. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Definitely the high risk, high reward ask Google Map routing is what I'm most familiar with. But hey, here we got a cool story out of it and an interesting perspective about Yummy's first experience traveling through the slums. Alrighty, let's. I'm gonna write up some stuff here for this character. I technically probably should draw the feet a little bit better in like a different like close up perspective. So I might do that. We'll see. I don't have my collar on here on me. I'm gonna draw that as well, I think. So let's get those down. What am I listening to? This is a Sonic remix soundtrack. What the hell? This is the Linguist Buteau is how I think I pronounce that. And this is from Sonic Heroes remix soundtrack by Mike Audio. Crazy. I think I'm this Google Maps thing is also making me think to myself. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to survive in a place without public transport, right? Because I rely a lot on that. If I need to get around somewhere and I'm not getting a ride from somebody, I think about my routes that I'm planning through public transport. And I'm like, there's a place where I got to be that doesn't have that. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to like pull out paper maps, maybe trust my life with Google Maps. I don't know. It's kind of how it feels sometimes. All right, let me do. I'm gonna draw this on a separate line just in case, I think. I think this gives a good example of what I'm kind of going for with my feet. I do technically wear boots sometimes, but I always call them magical boots, so we're gonna draw those as well. Nice round kind of look here. This is a very nice, like, kind of laid back soundtrack we got going right now. This is Let's Bust Some Viruses from the Mega Man Battle Network remix soundtrack. This is by Timaeus222, if I'm reading their name right. Again, if anybody needs to find some of the soundtracks we're listening to, if any of them sound like they're going to be fancy, especially if you're listening on Twitch, and if you got to look them up on YouTube, head on over to ocremix.org and type in the title, maybe the author or the musician's name, and hopefully you can find some of your next favorite soundtracks. I kind of like this cartoon stylish ass boot I got going on here. Like it's not exactly how it'd look, but like I think it's fun. I wanted to draw like a little cartoonish ass big old boot. And we got to draw our collar as well. Okay. I think my Clip Studio is having a moment to think here about saving. There we go. Okay. I'm very maximally cute on this. I like it a lot. Get some text going here. You put titles into the art. Common got eaten. Let me see what it said. Not gonna lie, you're gonna hate me for this. You should add some canine claws and nails to that on the foot in the middle. Looks like balls, the big ass shaft. I could. That's hilarious, dude. Bro's got 3 balls and absolutely girthed up. Bro's even got the fur on it. That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. I do have claws. I think on some older models. Let me peek at some of my old art that I got. Actually, I think I can technically do it by hold on. I just show. Yeah, you can't really see it very well on this. I think it's actually, let me see. Yeah. This is kind of a better example of it, not really. This one does show that I do claw. I did claws when at an older time. I don't know. Sometimes I draw myself with claws, sometimes I don't. I don't know. Maybe I should. I'll think about it. We'll give it a thought while I'm putting some extra text down. Because, yeah, you're right. I technically should. Can I write down somewhere some stuff? Let me peep in my old art here real quick. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's look around. It's kind of only recently, too, that I've been actually drawing myself with my feet out. So, like, I've had to, like, juggle at times when I decide whether or not I'm going to draw my claws if I do end up drawing them, kind of thing. I thought I had my old reference art in here, but I guess I don't. Squeeze me. That can't be right. There it is. Yeah, I used to draw claws as well. Okay, it's a color of disguise self. Welcome back from ads, y'all. Didn't miss much. Still just typing away here. Hey, thanks for being here, Yummy. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. If I don't see you for the rest of the week, enjoy the rest of your week, gamer. This song is The Sky Will Be Your Limit from the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red/Blue remix soundtrack, and this is by TGH. Do I know TGH from somewhere else? I feel like I do. I feel like they're a speedrunner on top of being a musician. You ever just seen their music a lot? I don't know. Whoops, wrong button. Either way, it's grooving. I love it. Very bright and adventure filled, I think. All right, there's some claws. It does help bring the illusion whole together, I think. Why not? Okay. Let me do my name up top, and I'm going to write a signature somewhere. Too big. That's better. I'm going to go level 10. I don't like how thick these are. Okay, there we go. Ooh, give me some odd jazz. Oh, no wonder this is gonna be it. This might, I don't know if this is gonna have lyrics or not. It might. I hope it kind of doesn't, because songs with lyrics make me feel bad because I feel like I have to talk over them. Um, but this is Luke, a true gentleman, prefers a touch of light jazz from the Professor Layton and the Curious Village remix soundtrack by Protodome. And damn, I gotta say, the beginning of this track, ooh, give me some of that good jazz. Sheesh. Welcome in, Doodle Moth. That is a fantastic name. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Barkade. Lock this layer. I'm going to change this a little bit, I think, so I can get my... This looks right. No worries. Fine, we'll fix this one a little bit here. Perfect. That should nail all the things I need to for that part of that color. Can't chat, but I'm watching. Hey, no worries. I appreciate it. We're going for a little bit longer here anyways, so we got time. Sit back and enjoy your lurk. Yeah, we're going to have to go for a little while. I almost forgot to color this. That would have been really funny. Let me do shading marks here on this as well. I'm kind of thinking I probably actually want to try and use this grayscale and sketched version for the thumbnail that I'm going to have on Artfight. Because I think that's more fun, because I really do love the way I look when I'm drawn as a sketch. So let me quickly save this, and then we're going to do rectangle here. Cool. And then I'm going to cry a little bit as I crop it, and we're going to export that. Okay. It's looking good. Now I gotta cry and make it colorful. For now, though, let me grab this thumbnail I just put down. We'll put this on here. God, I look too cute. So cute. Look at this old guy. Look at them little teeth. Much cute, much wow. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. This has been a good art day. This has been really good. Save that. It took my fucking colors. Can't have shit in Detroit. I'm grayscale now. Alrighty. So I might actually just straight up use the shading marks as guidance for color as I do this, I think. We'll see here. For the time being, though, I'm going to drop their opacity quite low, and we'll go from there. Don't need that layer anymore for reference. I can get rid of that. Don't need these anymore, I don't think. Start doing color. Probably should have made this a folder. Okay, this is going to be, we'll do skin first. Let me bring in my actual reference. Do I want to just use my old one here? Let me just do that for fun. Okay, there we go. I think what I'll do is I'll probably just make I'll just make like one layer for every color I need, essentially. Save on layer clutter. So we're just going to do this, I think. For my very crude stand-in hands that I won't need to make any more detailed than that. I'm so stinking cute. How did I land on such a stinking cute picture? I was blessed by the color gods. We're gonna do hair as our top layer. I should do my ear fluff and my ear color all over everything, like on top of everything else. Not a bad idea. So stinking cute. Maximum cute. I cast cute anime face. Sometimes the jokes I think of in my head that I don't actually spit out on the stream make me chuckle. It was such one of those times. I technically should have my other ear be like slightly visible here too. Sometimes forget that. I'm so used to drawing my my left ear. I never draw my right ear. It's a problem. Bro's left behind, but he's still there. Let's draw him in real quick. This is a song I'm listening to. Oh, that's why I recognized it. That's crazy. The song we're listening to right now is called Why Is the Island Gone? For anybody on YouTube, you can't hear it for copyright reasons, just to make sure I don't get flagged. This is called Why Is the Island Gone? From the Songs of the Sirens Link's Awakening Remix soundtrack. This is by Will Rock. And you can find this on ocremix.org by typing in that title or looking at the bottom of the stream for its title. And I was like, since all of these are remixes and they arrange different songs together, I was like, why does this sound familiar? Like, very familiar? And it's because it's got Cowboy Bebop's Tank opening soundtrack in it, remixed in there. I was like, that sounds very familiar. Why do I know that? And turns out that's why. That's really cool. That's pretty fun. Shout outs to Will Rock for putting that in. That made my night. That made my day. All right, let's go ahead and grab a shirt color here in a second. I think the hair layer is pretty much done. So let's do shirt. It's technically a hoodie, but semantics. Do I have actually a really good color for my shirt here that I want to grab? I'll just grab my other reference. Oh, it's so big. It's so very large. And I turned it too. I also technically flipped it twice. Teehee. Alright, let me grab the color here. Because I do like that color. It's not technically the same color I used here in the background, so I was like, I don't think I technically want to use this one. Let's use the correct one, is what I was thinking. Let me put on my turnip pen so I can use that one to fill this all in really quick. Oh my god, they remixed the ending of Tank into that little ending of that song. That was crazy. That's gorgeous. So I'm actually gonna have two different colors of hoodies here in this piece of reference, which is gonna be kind of interesting and fun. So I'm gonna go with this one, but then this one has a different color that I'm gonna work on. It's more of a white and black one. But I do think I need to look up the reference for it a little bit as well, because I based it on a different a song has a really nice hoodie in it, which is really weird to say, but I'm like, damn, I love that hoodie a lot. And I've wanted to replicate it in real life. I just haven't had the time to learn how to be a seamstress or a seamster, whatever. I'll just call myself a seamstress. I don't care about gender, anyways. Okay, there's them lovely colors. Yeah, let me look up the reference really quick. I am getting kind of hungry, so we are gonna end soon. I've almost been going for 4 fucking hours. What the hell? What the hell? How the hell did that happen? So I think I'm gonna. I'll have to differentiate that a little bit. Welcome in, Spark. How you doing? Hey, you've been watching for 3 consecutive streams. Nice, good job. Tired, I had to empty out the freezer to defrost it. Oof. Okay, just as I thought. Okay. So, this hoodie is a bit different because it's going to be white with extra colors. I could chat again. Welcome back. Still working, still chillaxing. You discover any goodies in your freezer though, Spark? I feel like whenever I probably get around to do it, maybe I'll convince my family to help me defrost the freezer for maintenance and stuff and keeping it nice and healthy. But I'm thinking to myself, probably find some treasures in there, probably buried. That's it's either that or I'm just really hungry. One of the two. Can't ever be sure which it is. You technically need to put this layer below hair, actually, I realized as well. gonna snack so hard on some food when I'm done with the stream. It's gonna be crazy. And I'm probably gonna play video games. Actually, let me see. I'm trying to organize a charity event here at the end of the month. My liaison has not gotten back to me, which I'm a little worried about. But I'll have to figure it out. I'll figure it out, I guess. Doodle Moss says, I don't know why, but there's something so satisfying to be about coloring out the bucket tool on digital. It can be really satisfying too. Sometimes I tell myself I just gotta use the bucket tool so I can like save time and stuff. But other times, as long as I'm like maintaining my lines and being good, it's nice and fun too. Alrighty, so on top of this layer, I'm going to quickly throw on the other colors that are on here since it's a lot of gray. Cool, I missed some coloring here. Let's get that fixed. Nice. And then we'll throw this here. Sparks says, I'm struggling to keep up its temp, so I need to give it a once over. Make sure the gasket is good. Clean the heat exchanger at the back and shit like that. Maybe I can avoid getting a technician. Gotcha. No goodies, most of it is defrosted. Damn. Big sad. I think we're gonna make chicken tenders either for dinner or lunch today, one of the two. Probably dinner. I'll have like maybe cereal for my lunch here in like 20 minutes if I can finish this in 20 minutes. We'll see. Alright, then we'll do pants. Which will just be the same color, basically. They'll basically be the same color as the accent on the second hoodie. Pants. Big pant. Big jacked. I think I'm actually just gonna steal the color of my old hair. When we originally had this avatar, which is this one up here, we had it nailed down that it was like a deep brown. I might just use this and see if I like it here. Spark says he's gonna be eating a bunch of meat in the coming days. Can't refreeze that. That's very fair. Cook it up. Like, fry it all. Make sure it lasts a little longer and stuff. Is this the color I want, or is it too similar? I can make it work. I want to go a little darker though. Maybe a little bit more red. Perfect. Oh, heck, they rotated me, chat. Get rotated. Not a bad idea? Yeah, definitely not. Or go the old school route of just like packing it all in salt. Preserve it that way. Nothing can survive in the non-water environment. And on the bright side, you get nice salty meats afterwards. Yeah, good luck. I hope you can not get bored of all the meat you gotta eat and can safely consume it all. I almost thought about giving myself jeans for this reference here, but I really don't think this character would look good in jeans. I don't really look good in jeans normally unless they're like deep black or gray. So keep it consistent here and just go for dark gray. With all that said, I could just buy a new freezer to be fine, just annoying. That's fair. Thank you for wishing good luck to Sparkrust, Doodle. What is this song? Interesting. That was Global Empire from the Jade Empire remix soundtrack, and that was done by Big Giant Circle's Soul Signal and Tweaks. Again, if any of you want to find any of the songs that we're listening to, especially if you're on YouTube, head on over to ocremix.org and type in the title of the songs you see at the bottom of the screen. My big back self would probably just eat all the food and be like, oh, it would have gone bad. You know what? I respect that, though. If I didn't have stomach issues, I would eat like a dumpster like I used to. One day I hope to return to my my own uh, incessant consumption of food. But for these days, I just take care of myself a little bit more. God, look at this little guy. Why are you so fucking stinking cute? Who did this? Could have been me. Could not have been me. Alright, let's do our fur. This song, by the way, is Sting Chameleon uses Bubble Crab's very essence as a cheap bathroom product from the Mega Man X2 remake soundtrack by Theory of N. That is one hell of a fucking mouthful to say, but I love it. The true cyberpunk fantasy is being able to eat like a dumpster and replace your stomach every few years. Unironically, very true. I have a whole ass robot persona just because I wish I could replace my flesh with metal. From the moment I learned the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. OMG, I wish as Doodle Moth. Yeah, real. Whenever I play through VA11 Holiday Cyberpunk Bartending Action game, I always reminisce fondly about the fact that Jill Stingray has a liver transplant. She can just drink alcohol she wants, really, to a degree, where she doesn't get necessarily easily drunk. I'm like, yeah, that'd be nice. I'm gonna drink water, by the way. Thank you. I actually did want to drink some just a second. Starving artist? Nah, more like dehydrated artist. Comes with the trade. Tools of the trade, dehydration. canon event. Does anybody know when that third movie is going to come out, by the way? Whatever the fuck they're calling it. Because I mean, I've been thinking about that recently. I'm like, is that coming out? Sony's trying to like bank hard on actually I don't know if it's Sony or Avengers who are trying to make the fourth Spider-Man movie a good thing, but I'm like, you guys made your third one. It already happened after Endgame. How the fuck can it possibly keep going on? Like, I don't understand how Disney's gonna survive, but I bet they'll pull something out of their ass. No idea? Damn. And the worst thing about being an artist is my the way I draw my pinky often rubs against the table and stuff, and I'm like, ow. Just like when I was a student and like pencils would rub against my my index finger and give me blisters. Classic times. Classic times. Simpler times, maybe. Or did you have to worry about a fucking failing economy and a housing crisis? Actually, I'm probably still worried about that as a youngin, as a wee lad. All right, just for simplicity's sake, I'm not gonna color this one in, but I am gonna do it like a light little spritzing of color, so to speak. There you go. Spider-Verse 3, no clue when it's coming out, but I'm impatiently waiting for it. Me too. I hope they do it justice. I just hope they do it justice, I guess is all I'll say. Alrighty, let's do my face. A little too big. That's way better. I'm technically missing a very small amount of color here, but if I can ignore it, I'm going to ignore it because I do not want to go back opening up the other layer. The things I do to myself because I'm lazy sometimes. All I know, entertainment-wise, I'm really excited. I'm hoping, if I can, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to watch anime, and I'm going to hopefully buy tickets to go see End of Evangelion in theaters for the anniversary, which I'm really excited about. But I don't know if it's going to work or not. We'll see. I'm hoping the theater I want to go to still has tickets. Doodle Moth, I didn't actually see this earlier, but you said Disney died with Owl House. I haven't even seen Owl House. I had a stint as a teenager where I really just fueled my hatred for Disney with whatever I could consume. If that makes sense, like news-wise, I think that's better clarified that way. So I never actually like bothered to like go find anything that Disney was making. I've never seen the Owl House, but I probably should one day. Thank you, Doodle Moth. I appreciate it. I think that should be happening nationwide. So if anybody actually does care about it at End of Evangelion, go see if your theater has it. And if you want to watch it, go buy a ticket. This will be the first time I'm like leaving my house to not be a hermit for a long time. I technically sometimes do leave for groceries, but I'm kind of a shut-in. But I'm like, Ava's worth it. Do it for her. So technically these days I technically color my eyebrows with, actually I'm just going to actually follow my own advice. We're just going to grab my hair color and color my eyebrows the same color. It's technically how it should work anyways. I technically should also re-grab the skin layer and open it up because I technically fucked it up. I must color it in just a pinch. Alright. Messages are coming in the screen really late. That's technically just YouTube's fault. I can't do much about that. I could try and turn on ultra low latency. I don't know how that works though. I've had people like, it's really weird. It's like the same thing with Twitch sometimes. Like I've had some people like get really good latency. I've had some people have really bad latency. I can never figure it out. My condolences, but do not worry. It's totally fine. Worst comes to worst, you can try hitting the little live button on YouTube and seeing if that catches you up or not, but don't feel too bad. Okay. I think that's all we're going to do for now. Ow, my shoulder. I'm going to do a layer of color for our boots and stuff on our extras, and then we'll be good, I think. It's fine, don't worry, perfect. It's a weird thing. It's one thing I don't like about streaming. I'm like, I wish I could fix this. Latency is a bother, for sure. I technically need to actually I need to technically do this, technically. I need to give myself a mouth. I think it's gonna, can I use this one for my mouth? Let's see if this works right. I'm gonna render that thing I started yesterday. Good luck. I'm a shameless flat renderer. I cannot for the life of me render things that are not flat. It's an Artfight attack. I wish you the best of luck then. I hope it gets you a lot of points. What am I listening to? This is What I Want to Say from the Golden Sun, A World Reignited soundtrack. This is by Violent, Tisori, and Spy Girls. Don't I have better mouths than this? Questions I never thought I'd pose to myself. I probably should use this one. It's a little more neutral. I technically play with my desaturated colors a little bit more. Actually, let's see if I look good with an eraser tongue. You know what? I'm going for a cute aesthetic. It doesn't hurt. Okay. We're going to try a deep blue here to see if it works for the boots I'm going to try and do here. Let me go deeper. So magical you can barely see their outline. What have I done? I didn't even draw the back of the shoe right. Oh well. It'll be fine. paints. There we go. All right, I think that'll work to get the color I need to come across. They just need to be like deep blue or deep black. And it works fine. Okay, let's get white now. Put that in the collar spikes. There we go, there's our collar. So now, before we end, I gotta take like 10 minutes to shade everything correctly, and then we're done. Then I can go eat. I think this is ready to go too, so that's good. And then I can upload this all to Artfight, and I can take a day to breathe and do some stuff tomorrow to relax, and then I'll Artfight probably later this weekend. Artfight will return as a thing that we do towards the end of the month, but I might do a couple more streams before then. But I do need to get back to my regular schedule, because we got to play Stardew, and we got to play some Cyberpunk 2077. So those two got to return. I got to get them back on their schedules. I was actually going to do some more art relating to Stardew today, because I wanted to fix some of the stuff I was doing with my thumbnails, and I was like, I wanted to change it up and make it look a little more interesting and stuff. But I have since ran out of time, so I gotta finish this, and then I gotta skedaddle. I gotta skedaddle, skadoodle. And I probably shouldn't say the rest of that meme, because I love it, but it's not exactly family friendly. Teehee. All right, let's draw. Let's finish this. So close. Turns out I do need to add more skin. I need to fix some of these skin problems here, because I didn't actually run up right up to the line like I should have. Classic me. Good enough for me. Let's do next to a shirt. Grab a deep red from over here. Did I draw on my nose correctly? No, I did not. Oops. Okay, we're gonna shade this now. I probably made my neck slightly too long here on the reference, but it's okay. Whatever. Mistakes are made, and that's fine. Now let's do pants. Big pant. Big jacked. That's too dark. Okay. Let's do my hair next. Y'all, I can't hear anything. I'm just not talking. Unless I'm actually muted, which would be hilarious. There's also technically no music going for copyright reasons. Good question asked, though. Just in case I'm, like, exploded and dead, you know? Shit does happen. I hear now. The ears work. Let's go. I'm glad for you. I gotta adjust my shading on my face too before I forget. True, I've exploded and died many times. It do happen, right, Spark? Exactly. Especially because you're a helldiver, just like me. Speaking of, actually, that's on a different save file. It's fine. I'm not gonna pull that up for a bit. The bit was not funny enough for me to pull out the funny. Exactly, this is Sparkrust. For those of you hanging out on Twitch, this is gonna be your last ad run of the stream. Appreciate you guys sticking through it. It's gonna come in about a minute, run for 30 seconds, and be back in the action, I promise. I love your art style. Thanks. It's coming together actually really nicely as of late. Uh, Mofo looking cute as hell. Look at him. Look at little goober. He will bark at you and will demand chicken sandwiches. Don't let him have any. Woof. So true. Thanks, Bogues. Appreciate it. Let me swing this down here like that a little bit. For leg reasons. Which is a hilarious thing to say. Oof. I could do the let me do the Silk Song Fleas be like, oh, woo, for fun. I technically do a bark, but I reserve that for when when somebody does a redeem, which technically the redeem doesn't exist anymore, so technically don't bark like that anymore. But I think we had it happen once or twice on stream way back years ago. It's fun. Alrighty. He's so cute. Alrighty. There's a level of cuteness aggression I have for myself right now as I look at myself with this, but it's so good. Plink, 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 plink. It's me blinking. Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Is it the cuteness aggression you're having? Is this a reference to the Minions, by the way? That was a weird and sudden music transition change. That music did not fade correctly into the other one, kind of thing. Also, I forgot to do this. I don't know. Okay. No worries. Alright, let me do the face shading really quick, and then we're perfect, I think. So stream is going to come to a close here very soon, y'all. Apologies if you came in here in the very recent time frame. But I will be back on Thursday for some Cyberpunk 2077, which, while is not the exactly most all ages friendly stream, will be a ton of fun though as we go and do whatever the heck I figure out I need to do in Cyberpunk. So if you guys want to stop by again, Thursday will be that. And then Friday will probably be some Stardew Valley as I continue my Forever World file on that. Have some fun with that. And it'll be awesome. So look forward to that if you're dropping by. I appreciate you guys being here. Which color do I need? Is it this one? Yes. And eventually we'll come back and we'll do some more Artfight stuff, and I'll be able to talk about what we're hopefully doing for charity and have fun that way. So yeah. Don't need any of those. There we go. All right, so I actually want to throw on a little bit of color for the steampunk fiend I got up at the top, and then I think we'll be ready to rock and roll. Do I know what time on Friday? So Friday will be starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time in America, which oh man, I don't have the thing slotted in my I don't have the time conversion, I should say. Like I don't have it on hand if you're in Europe or anything like that. So apologies. You'll have to run off of American Eastern Time. So you can look forward to that. The Thursday stream will be starting earlier at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Doodle says, I just rendered the most perfect die I ever rendered. Hell yeah. I'm happy for you. When that happens, when like the art clicks and like you get a perfect render, you're like, supreme. Mwah. Chef's kiss kind of thing. Alright, let me throw on this here really quickly. We'll do our pink and our blue. Might be able to watch it. Hey, no worries if you can't stop by. I appreciate the support anyways. And I gotta get out of here soon. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go like raid my fridge or something or other. We'll see. Real. It do be like that sometimes. Let me, I'm just gonna leave it as that. Fuck it. Did I export the other one? I don't think I did I? Huh. Oops. So let me adjust that here really quick. So this is what I look like when I'm cute as heck when I'm in my hand-drawn form. Because I don't think I rendered the other one, did I? Nope, I did not. Well, or I did not ship the other one, I should say. That's fine. We'll drop this to invisible, throw that on, throw color on, we'll be good to go. Okay. That one's done. That one's ready to rock. I might add another one later if I decide I'm done. If I can work out their lore a little bit better. Put this under the same name, I think, too. Okay. I love how you actually respond. I do read chat. I have eyeballs sometimes. I won't lie, though. I reserve the right to like not read a chat if I feel like it. And I reserve the right to ignore people if I feel like it too, just because like that's sometimes what you got to do as a streamer. You got to make sure you're taking care of hopefully chat. And if somebody's giving you the weird, if you don't feel like you can ban them, just ignore them. That's my advice as a streamer. That's how you got to do it sometimes. Alrighty, well, I shipped that one. I think we're good to go. I can close that down, and I can start bidding everybody farewell as I find somebody to raid here on Twitch. For those of you on YouTube, I cannot bring you along on a raid, but I appreciate you all stopping by. I hope you all find something to enjoy as time goes on in the future. I hope your Tuesday kicks some butt. Some shoutouts I'm going to give. Ignore this, Alien Dance. Damn, can't ignore that, Sparkrust. I've rendered everything but the hair. Congratulations, Doodle. Aomaro, thank you for stopping by. Doodle, thank you for stopping by. We had Fari who stopped by earlier, and we had Papa's Chase who stopped by earlier. Thank you guys to those two. Spark and Bogues, appreciate you guys dropping by as well. Like I said, let me give some shout outs though. If any of you like speedrunning, if you guys are into video games and like seeing them being performed as fast as possible, and if you guys just like supporting a little bit of charity, go tune into Games Done Quick over on YouTube or on Twitch, or head on over to gamesdonequick.com or gdq.gg/donate to support Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders in English, as they are having their annual summer speedrunning charity marathon. So go support that. They're about to start Super Meat Boy 3D. So if you guys like some great platforming skills, go check that out. But I will be sending us somewhere else. On top of that, for some other shoutouts, stay tuned at the end of the month, starting July 20th, as if everything goes according to plan, I'm really hoping I can, I'm going to raise money for Rainbow Railroad as we support LGBTQIA plus members of the community and hopefully raise some awareness for what they do over at Rainbow Railroad. But until then, I'm going to send us over to Delphinium, who's a lovely friend of the channel. They are playing Just Chatting and celebrating their birthday, so perfect timing. Let's go say hello to them and have a great time. I will catch you guys on Thursday for some more Cyberpunk. This is what Delphi's up to. If y'all are coming along for the raid, here is your raid message. Grab the top one if you're subbed up. Grab the bottom one if you're following. And as I get the raid started over here, I appreciate y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Spelling is hard, if you didn't know that. Make sure I spelled this right. I think I did. Let's see if that works. Perfect. And until next time, it is never goodbye. Just see y'all later.